What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chart Striker. It's been a while. Um, was having a lot of things going on and this weekend. I had the family over. Like it was a full house. Couldn't do much except hang out with them and do some family things. But I'm back for the weekly candle close. Things are developing, guys. There are some new things that have developed. This weekly candle close, like it's not looking like it's in favor of the bulls at the moment. Now I will get into why and so on and so forth, but before I do, hope all of you have had a good weekend so far, a nice one. And if you do love these contents that I bring, please do consider subscribing, liking, and hitting that bell. Now let's go ahead and do some TA. So, even though monthly closed awesome, it doesn't mean Bitcoin can't have consolidation week, or a pullback week. Like, it's still very much possible, but we've already discussed that this, last month closed with a bullish engulfing candle. Good. But on the weekly, there is some trouble cooking right now, guys. There is some trouble cooking. I've been talking about this death cross as well. Now, we still haven't come all the way to these levels, okay? One scenario could be we could see a wick, to these levels, possible. I'm not saying it's 100%, but possible. But then we see a close below 23,700-ish, 23,800-ish, and then, we kind of see some kind of consolidation because we have multiple factors at the moment telling us to be cautious, okay? When it comes to the monthly, I'm not changing anything. Still looking pretty much good according to the last month candle. Besides, we're losing, the strong negative momentum. It's slowly getting weaker and weaker, if you guys notice. But on the weekly, we have a death cross incoming, number one. We have, other patterns in the line telling us to be cautious, number two. We have some bad divergence at the same time developing, number three. Now, this is on the weekly, so it's not going to happen. People think things are going to happen just like that. Now, I'm not a time analyst. I have no idea. I'm a price specialist. TA is my thing. But sometimes, like, why do not, waste a lot of time trying to figure out when it's going to happen is because I'm busy looking at levels. So I do my TA based on the price. Time, not much. So I do see multiple factors on the weekly. Now, it could happen in a week. It could happen, sooner than a week. I don't know. I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is, for sure, there are more factors that are not favoring the bulls at the moment, okay? Looking at different things. Our size still, okay, like we're not, at bullish territories. We haven't reached that yet. Still looking fine, but there's definitely multiple factors, telling us that this week might be a bit difficult week for the bulls, if anything, maybe coming week also. Like, I have no idea price-wise, time-wise, but price-wise and TA-wise, according to the patterns, there are a lot of things telling us to be super cautious. Like, I've been saying it for a while. I wouldn't be longing at these levels. Like, that's when you're gonna be panicking. For example, yesterday, I was having a look. Like, I couldn't go live, unfortunately, but there were so many markets that were so juicy to short. Like, yesterday, now I'm not, saying, I don't know about today, we're gonna discuss what's going on today, but yesterday it was a good time, to take action, probably, if one was, considering to short and not too long, okay? Because a lot of altcoins went down, except those IA altcoins that have been holding out, still good. They're still surviving. So that's the weekly on Bitcoin. This is what I wanted to share with you and highlight. Now let's have a look at the daily. Daily, we are back at that level. You remember when I told you, if I do not want to see daily candle close below 23,350-ish. This was a few days ago on my last live stream, because if that happens, like, the probabilities are higher. We do see some type of consolidation, maybe some, downside action. Okay, now levels that I'm having a look at. Okay, we do have some nice divergence developing on the daily. Weekly, I already discussed it. There is some bad divergence developing, but we're talking about the daily now. We do have some nice divergence developing on the daily, but if we see any daily candle close below, 22,770 to 22,530-ish, around these levels, like, I'd be super cautious, because then the nice divergence that we are seeing on Bitcoin that is developing at the moment, it's going to become invalid, which is going to help, the bears on the weekly kind of gain a bit control if that happens. Okay, so I'm already telling you now, prior daily candle did not close in favor of the bulls, as you guys can see. Can't call it a bearish engulfing candle, but this is not a candle that favors the bulls. Okay, we wicked up, we couldn't even reach to this level, around 24.5. We couldn't. We just, tapped the bottom of this box, this profit taking level box, but that was it. Any daily candle close above this level, 24,200-ish, could have helped us, come all the way to these levels, but that didn't happen. And we were already aware of these things. We talked about different scenarios, that could play out. So it failed. It failed to do that. But we'll see if the nice divergence at least, holds on, develops, and then maybe give it another try. But again, now we do have resistance back again at these levels, around 23,350-ish, 80-ish, just so you guys are aware of what's going on, okay? We got negative momentum on the oscillators. MACD is bearish. RSI kind of reset itself. So we're still at bullish territories looking at the RSI, but so many factors, especially the weekly dead cross incoming soon and all that. Like, I'd be a bit cautious this time. We might need to get some ice for the bulls, okay? Because if TA gets respected, things could be a bit difficult for the bulls, okay? Now, on the shorter time frames, like the 4-hourly, well, it's not that short, but on the 4-hourly, we could have some type of pullback. I do see that bears are a bit starting, to be exhausted, like they're starting to get exhausted. So we could pull back. We do have resistance, of course, around this level, 23,380-ish, okay, main one on the 4-hourly. On the hourly, it's a bit different. If we can see a close above 23,170-ish on the hourly, that could help us, come all the way to these levels. Okay, that 23,380 or 400. If one, is flexible. 4-hourly negative momentum on the oscillators. There is some nice divergence also on the 4-hourly developing at the moment. It's not, complete, but it's developing. MACD is bearish. On the hourly, we do have also negative momentum, but there is also some nice divergence on the hourly. So weekly time frames not looking so good, okay? I can't say it's looking that good. Daily is hanging on, but if we close below the levels that I just mentioned, it's gonna be another discussion. But on the hourly, I see that bears are exhausted, so we could pull up again. Wouldn't be that surprising because we are at support showing exhaustion, so that is possible. So it could take us to these levels, and then we'll see what happens. So that's Bitcoin in general. Excuse me, hold on. Let me just remove this. So I guess we're seeing, the pullback or the pull up on Bitcoin right now. So we'll see what happens. Okay, let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum. So remember, guys, when I told you that, okay, it's looking fine and so on and so forth, but I told you we do have resistance where? Right around these levels, that obstacle I told you about, this 1,720-ish, around that level. We came all the way to 1715-ish levels, okay? We kind of failed to get above it. I did tell you, like, this obstacle is here. You know, it's not going to be straight up to these levels. So this one got respected to the T. Weekly, the bulls and bears are having a bad fight. On Bitcoin, there was a clear, clear sign that, on the weekly at least, a clear sign that bulls are starting to get exhausted, okay? On Ethereum's chart, on the weekly, it's a bit slightly different. There is a fight going on between the bulls and the bears at the moment. Hold on, like, I'm having a look at the moving average at the same time. Not these, but with other settings. Ethereum. Yeah, short-term moving average kind of also, curling downwards right now. Okay, but weekly there's a fight going on. Like, it's looking slightly a bit okay-ish, compared to Bitcoin, because I don't see any clear signs that the bulls are exhausted yet. There's just a fight going on between, the bulls and the bears. But this is, on what I'm seeing right here. But oscillators, when it comes to the oscillators, we do see that there is, some bad divergence also on Ethereum's charts. Besides, if Bitcoin, pulls back, Ethereum tends to follow it a bit. So we'll see what happens. Monthly, though, it's pretty much the same. We closed with a bullish engulfing candle, so cannot take that away. But we're discussing the weekly candle close at the moment, because weekly candle close is upon us, right? MACD is still bullish. RSI is in okayish territories, really. Let's have a look at the daily. Look how we just, got smashed down by the bears the moment we reached these levels. As you guys can, see, it's very clear. Now, when it comes to support on the daily Ethereum, but before I get into it, let's just discuss what else we're seeing. We got some nice, divergence developing on the daily chart as well on Ethereum. Like, that's not bad. This is okay. So we could find some support around these levels, around this blue line still, because we've just been, if you look at it, we've just been going sideways pretty much. Not much has happened. Okay, just been going sideways. Rejected here. Support for the daily is still around these levels, all the way to 1,510 is considerable. Okay, but around these levels pretty much, between 1,550-ish to 1,510. Prior daily candle close looks like it was in favor of the bears more than anything else for Ethereum. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. By the way, if we close below this area on Ethereum, or let's be a bit more flexible, below 1,510 on the daily, I think I've said it before as well, we could, come all the way to 1,450-ish to 1,434. That's the next, areas that I'm looking at, or second support levels. But it's trying to hold on. Now, hopefully this nice divergence that we see on Bitcoin and Ethereum plays out. But if it doesn't, you're prepared. You know what's gonna happen. Okay, so no need to freak out. Okay, let's move on to the 4-hourly, and then we'll head on over to some altcoins as well. For Ali, also some nice divergence developing on Ethereum. But if we see any close below 1,500, let's just say this blue line right here, okay, it could become invalid, just so you guys are aware. We do have resistance also around this level. Like for us, you know, to pull back up, we need to cross on the hourly at least above 1,640-ish dollars. See an hourly candle close above $1,640. If that happens, okay, we could, you know, pull back up to these levels. Very possible 1,670, 1,680. But major resistance that is confirmed now, because when we're talking about this, we're still not at these levels, right? Is around 1,720 at the moment, okay? And major support is around that 1,550-ish, you know, levels. Fine. That's pretty much it for Ethereum. So nice divergence on the hourly also developing when it comes to Ethereum. Like MACD is bearish, trying to do something though. It's trying. For hourly also MACD bearish, negative momentum on the oscillators. Like yeah, just gotta accept the fact and move on. And maybe make sure to, you know, prepare some ice for the bulls, because weekly Bitcoin is looking worrisome. I do not, you know, care much that this weekly candle close is green so far. Like I tell you, I'd rather give it 24 to 48 hours and see, you know, what's gonna be happening. But I can definitely tell you that bulls are looking, you know, exhausted on the weekly at the moment. It doesn't mean we can't, you know, wick up to these levels just a wick, but for that to happen, we first need to see a daily candle close above this, you know, the top of this box, okay? 23,000, you know, 800-ish. After that, possible, we could do that, you know, some, you know, type of wick action, but until then, nah. All right, let's cool off. So let's have a look at the third largest market as well. And if you're thinking BNB, you've guessed right. So let's just have a look at it. So remember guys, last time I told you we do have resistance around $334-ish. We came there. I don't care about this wick, you know, shadow, but we did come there, and now it's kind of just, you know, consolidating, okay? On the weekly, it's, I mean, compared to Bitcoin at the moment, like what we just saw on the weekly, BNB is still looking okay-ish, okay? Not the strongest, but it's looking actually fine, just fine. But we do have this bad divergence that is developing on BNB as well. So this week, hopefully we can see a close above $339. Okay, if we can do that, then the bad divergence that we are seeing on BNB could become invalid. Fine. Then we do have this resistance that is incoming, okay, on well, weekly resistance is all the way. Why cannot we see it here? Oh, I removed all the drawings. Okay, all the way around these levels. Okay, so there is room if, for example, we can see a daily candle close above this level, $370-ish. Like. Not much holding us if that happens. Like, see eventually around $400 to 453. It's level by level, of course, but just letting you know. On the daily, like oscillators pretty much still looking fine, except for that bad divergence, that could, play out, but it's only developing. Like, we'll see. Let's give it time. We could, be far off above, 340, 340-ish dollars. So we gotta give it some time. But oscillator still positive momentum there. Our site is it's not in bullish territories, but it's okay. It's fine. MACD is still, bullish as well on the weekly. But just like Bitcoin and everything else, let's give it 24 to 48 hours to see what happens. On the daily, I'm going to talk about this ascending triangle, why I've drawn it. But on the daily, also positive momentum on the oscillators. Our side is looking fine. It's still looking okay, guys. Like, it is it is in bullish territories pretty much. We do have bad divergence. Even the 3 blind mice can see that. Like, that's nothing strange. Okay, we do have some bad divergence developing at the moment. So we need to see a close on the daily above $355. Let me just double check. Hold on. Yeah, like, okay, to be a bit more conservative, $370 just to get to these levels on the weekly. Now, this could take time. I'm not saying it's gonna happen this week. I'm just saying, we need to close above certain levels for us, to go up. Now, let me tell you about this ascending triangle that I drew yesterday, even though I was not live. I think it was yesterday before yesterday. I don't really remember. We had this, nice ascending, triangle kind of developing on BNB, but guess what? We never broke above this level. We only wicked up. There is no 4-hourly candle close above this area. We wicked up, and then guess what? We broke below it. Now, if this, I do see that on the 4-hourly, bears are starting to get exhausted, which is good, not bad. But we need to get above this level, guys. $332 first, and we have major resistance now around $340-ish, okay, for BNB. Any 4-hourly candle close above that area could help BNB, come to the levels of around, let's see now. Okay, 4-hourly candle close, and I'm being conservative now, above $342. See eventually around 360-ish to 370. So that major resistance I was just talking about, okay? So hopefully we can get above this, old support that is not, could act as resistance. We kind of, just, break through it and see that, this support kind of holds the top of this ascending triangle, and then, we continue to the upper side. So that's BNB pretty much. I don't think I'll get into the hourly. Yeah, support. We are already at support levels on the 4-hourly. If you want it drawn, here you go. But I don't know if there's a need to draw it. Like, you see this hourly resistance that I had? It's kind of acting as, support at the moment. But let me just show it to you a bit better. This is your support on the 4-hourly, okay? We didn't come and touch it all the way, but close enough, good enough. Cool. On the daily, when it comes to support, so that we cover up everything, so we don't have to be surprised if things go left. This should actually be something like this. Hold on. So there you go, your 4-hourly support. If we close any 4-hourly candle below $317, we could pull back to the loss of $300 all the way to 298. Wouldn't be that surprising. Okay, all the way around these areas. That is if we see a close below this area. Okay, hourly, here's also looking a bit exhausted. We got some nice divergence going on. Hourly resistance, I think I've already mentioned it, but in case I didn't, around $333. Okay, $336, somewhere around that level. Okay, let's move on. Let's go ahead and have a look at Cardano. Okay, we got a fight going on also. Just like, on Ethereum, fight going on between the bulls and the bears at the moment. Like, we have multiple bad divergences on Cardano that could play out. Multiple. So, on the weekly, like this week, maybe, okay, if we can see a close above, let me just make triple sure. Yeah, if we can see a close above 0.41-ish dollars, it wouldn't be bad. Okay, it could help this kind of continue a bit further to at least 0. We do have resistance around 0.43-ish on a weekly too, but major one is still around 0.46 levels. I think I've discussed this last time. But weekly, there's a fight going on. Still positive momentum on the oscillators. RSI is below neutral. Let's have a look at the daily. Negative momentum. Guess what? You see this line that I spoke about last time? We kind of halted just right there. Like, I don't care about wicks that much. I want to see the closes. Like, I do care about the wicks, do not get me wrong, but not when it comes to certain things, okay? So we kind of, just halted below this level. This wedge is I think I drew this on the daily, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was on the daily, but I'm gonna remove it now in front of you, or just gonna let it be there. Negative momentum on the oscillators. RSI is still in nice territories. That is not bad. There is at the moment there is no nice averages. There was, which helped us, go from this point to this point, but at the moment there is none, guys, on the daily time frame. Well, one could see, what's going on between, this area right here to this area right here as some type of nice averages, but I wouldn't. It's not as clear as the sky. I just be careful. Okay, look, in short, without getting into too much, discussions. If we can see Cardano on the daily goes above 0.43-ish dollars, okay, then see eventually around that 0. Because there's not much holding us. If that happens here around that 0.46 level, even 0.49-ish is possible if that happens. But we need to see a close. We need to see a close above $0.43 on Cardano. Okay, simple. Okay, that's it for hourly. Also, we are looking exhausted, I guess, because Bitcoin it was the same things we saw on Ethereum, the same things we also saw. Okay, some altcoins kind of looks, they kind of look pretty much the same on the shorter time frames. Okay, so here's look exhausted here too. On the 4 hourly, I bet it's kind of the same thing on the hourly, but we'll have a look at it. RSI curling upwards again, still below that bullish area, above neutral but still below that bullish area. Okay, we have resistance when it comes to Cardano. It is around 0.414-ish. Okay, 0.414-ish at the moment. Like, if you want to be a bit more conservative, 0.42. But yeah, there's exhausted. We're seeing some action. Good, not bad. Let's have a look at the oscillators. Negative momentum, MACD bearish. Nice divergence on the 4 hourly though. That is nice. Okay, this is nice because on the daily I couldn't see anything that clear, but on the 4 hourly we do have this nice divergence that is kind of helping things play out. But on the hourly we are at resistance at the moment, guys. So we need to see an hourly candle close above 0.401. Okay, 0.4011. We can see that. Very possible we can go all the way back to around 0.414 that I was just discussing. But yeah, I wish I was live a bit earlier. I would have told you before it happened. Just like I want to discuss the Bitcoin bulls looking a bit exhausted. Like, have your eyes ready for the bulls, because if it happens, it's not that interesting. Well, at least for me, I wanna notice. I wanna be ahead of people, like my competition, like whoever my competition would be. I just wanna be ahead of the competition. Simple. We do have this bad averages, developing at the moment on the hourly Cardano. RSI is in nice territories, but so look. If we do not see a close above that $0.4011 on the hourly, like that bad averages that we are seeing develop, not complete, but develop, could play out. When it comes to support, this is your support on Cardano, okay, around 0.382-ish. Simple, on the hourly. Any close below that level, see around these levels eventually again, okay? Because if you think about it, when we kind of pull back, every time we've been holding this line has existed since I don't know when. It's been a while. This box as well, and you guys know I draw them for a reason, the way they are. So we are holding around these levels still. We've been holding many times, okay? So we'll see what happens. So that's Cardano pretty much. Hourly MACD just, turned bullish, by the way. Guys, I will be right back in 5 minutes. I just have to take a call, okay? But until then, maybe replay the show and look at the important information we have about Bitcoin, and I'll be right back in 5. And I'm back, guys. Oh, so I guess we're seeing, some action to the upside, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, weekly. Like what I love what I want to see on Bitcoin is a weekly candle close above 24,000, 550-ish dollars. Of course, best would be around $25,000. A weekly candle close above $25,000. But otherwise, like some type of, short consolidation, short pullback. From what I'm seeing is like the probabilities are high at the moment, or higher than it was. Okay, because I just do not love this those patterns that I'm seeing here and there in different, Western and Eastern indicators at the moment, and then the death cross coming. But if we could see a weekly candle close above 25,000, like there's really not much holding us all the way until next resistance, 27,000-ish, plus, let me just show you something. Hold on. The DXY, after having some, downside action for, not DYDX, DXY, after having, a lot of downside action for, I think 4 months straight. Yeah, literally 4 months straight. Last time I showed you, I told you guys, below this level, this is gonna act as resistance, above it support. Okay, and we were at support levels. Like in general, we were at demand zones. So I'm expecting like this could take time, guys. This could take time. It's not gonna happen, just like that. But looks like wants to go a bit higher, We are starting to get exhausted right here at support. So if that happens, if it pulls up, it doesn't always affect Bitcoin. This is what we have to understand. It doesn't always affect Bitcoin, but many times it has. So we could see, some things develop. Like it's very possible. Hold on. Yeah, just be aware of what's going on. Not only, Bitcoin's chart, but, the DYDX, we have to consider everything that's happening at the moment. Okay, let's move on with some other altcoins. Gonna keep it a short stream today. I don't see that there's a lot of engagement anyway, so just gonna keep it short. Let's have a look at Zen, or the Zen people. Still, according to the weekly candle close, there's still no exhaustion, from the bears at the moment, at least. Like sell pressure still coming in. Let's have a look at the daily. So positive momentum like weak, but positive momentum on the oscillators. MACD is still bullish. RSI, we're not even gonna discuss it like it's weak. In general, you know, guys, I told you about this what, a few months ago, since I started, you know, discussing Zen, that we are at demand zone. Now we will see if demand comes in, but next support on the daily at least is around, you know, 1371. I haven't drawn it here, but around 1371. If that doesn't hold, you probably, you know, go a bit lower to the low of this box. Let me just draw a line for you. Hold on. Box maybe. So daily support that I'm looking at for Zen is around these levels. But main one is in general right here, okay? This whole area right here is a demand zone that I kind of, you know, calculated and came forward to. So that's daily, like prior daily candle, not favoring the bulls very much either. For hourly, it's hanging on, but there is not a lot of, you know, action going on really that favors the bulls at all. Now we do have on the 4 hourly, we have some new resistance. I gotta change this, guys. Gotta change it. This is your new resistance. Just, you know, hold it because, you know, things are changing. We have to adapt. Here's your second resistance right here, and just, you know, pull it down. So here's your Zen resistance levels, okay? First one right here, and this on the 4 hourly. Second one is right here. Any close above this level could take us to the levels of 1832-ish, 1900-ish, okay? Just so you guys are aware. And that's it. Not much to discuss when it comes to Zen. You can have a look at the hourly, just because. Hourly resistance is a bit different. We have resistance around 1502 around these levels. Any close above that level could take us to this 4 hourly resistance. Okay, first one. And any close below this level right here take us to these levels, to that daily support I was, you know, having a look at. Okay, any close below this level right here. So that's Zen pretty much. I mean, it's just been, you know, look guys, I told you, even though I do not, you know, trade it or anything like that, I know there's a lot of interest in Zen, or was. I don't know what people are, you know, thinking when it comes to Zen nowadays. But look, when we kind of, you know, failed to break above this resistance and then we broke below this one, it was kind of looking weak in general. It started, you know, just, you know, losing momentum. Okay, bulls started losing momentum, and then since then we're just, you know, hanging on at critical areas. Any close below this level, the bottom of this box, I don't think that's a good sign for Zen, in my opinion, but we'll see. So far we've had a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano. What else? Zen. Also the DYDX dollar index, not DYDX, sorry. I keep on, mixing them up. DYX. Okay, let's move on. So last time on the last stream, I think I spoke about Hex, and I also made a short video on it. That one went bananas. Like I said, time-wise, don't ask me, okay? Do not ask me. But price-wise, TA-wise, just drop in your questions. So let's have a look, just a fast glance at what has happened with Hex so far. Okay, so look guys, I spoke about this next resistance. We wicked we wicked all the way to around 0.06350. Like the top of my profit taking level was around 0.053-ish levels, okay? And then the next day we just, broke back down. Now on the monthly, it was looking nice. So just before, this action happened, I told you guys, look, we'll start stepping in. X looks fine in the monthly. On the monthly. Gotta have a sip of water, hold on. But everything happened so fast. Look at this. Just, picked up and then rolled over again. Now we are below this resistance. If we see a daily candle close, above this level, fine. That could help Zen, come back to at least 0.053 again, okay? Very possible. Any daily candle close above that level, see eventually around 0.063-ish to 0.076-ish levels, okay? I haven't drawn it yet, but not on this chart at least, but that's what's going on with Hex. Weekly looking, look, it's hanging on, not looking bad, not looking good, it's just hanging on, okay? Like, yeah. Positive momentum on the oscillators, RSI is close to neutral. Daily also positive momentum on the oscillators, MACD is bullish, RSI is in good territories. On the 4-hourly, we have some nice divergence developing, but it's going to be invalid if we see any 4-hourly candle close below this white line right here, 0.03, then it becomes invalid automatically. Hourly, some nice divergence too. But we do have resistance around these levels on the hourly, okay? I was gonna draw it, but maybe no need. But resistance on the hourly is around 0.043-ish, close to this red line, okay? After that, next resistance on the hourly is around, the bottom of this box, 0.04739. So that's Hex, pretty much. Simple. I don't know where the volume has gone. But it's funny, just before I spoke about, well, just after I told you guys that bulls are stepping in, monthly is looking good, suddenly in one day, literally in one day, it went up above 60%. I mean, since I spoke about it, I think, if I'm not mistaken, go back to the show and have a look, guys. but I think we're somewhere around these levels then. So since then it was almost 100%, a bit over 100%. So not bad, not bad. But like I told you, I'd put it in the S, S coin category. But then again, doesn't matter what I think about it, fundamentally at when I'm discussing, the TA. Like it's two different things. Two different things. Okay. Let's have a look at Uniswap as well. Or did we have a look at it on the last show? No, we didn't. Had a look at it at the on the show before the last one, but not recently. Okay, Uniswap. Clear fight going on between the bulls and the bears at the moment. There is some bad divergence, guys, on the weekly. Like we need to see a close above 7.2 or ish. Okay, a close above that one would be good on the weekly, because if that happens, I mean, we can easily come to these levels, $9 to $10 possible on Uniswap for a start. And then major one is going to be all the way around, what, 12? $12 to $13 next. This is weekly. I'm talking weekly. So this can take time. Like if you see it around that level, while, do not be that shocked. But wouldn't be surprised. Like short term, there is not short term, but at the moment I could see signs of the bulls and the bears having a fight, even though there is positive momentum on the oscillators, MACD is bullish, and so on and so forth. So let's zoom in and see what's going on. Prior daily candle does not, I repeat, does not favor the bulls. Okay, we got our first negative momentum building again. MACD just turned bearish. There is no nice divergence at the moment. Like there is support around these levels for Uniswap, guys, okay? Between 6.489 all the way to 6.14-ish. There's some support, okay? Any close below that level though, we could easily pull back a bit lower on the daily. Like, wouldn't be surprised if we see, 5.5-ish to loss of $5 if that happens, if we lose that level, so hopefully we can hold at least above $6, because if we don't, like, we can easily roll over to around 5.5 to $5. Okay, like most likely that happens. 4 hourly looking okay at the moment. We have some nice divergence going on. Like it's only gonna become invalid if we see a close below $6.4 on the 4 hourly. Okay, so there is some nice divergence on the 4 hourly. Cool. And resistance on the 4 hourly is around 7.2 all the way to around between 7.2 to 7.5. Any close above $7.5, see eventually around, $8 to 8.1, the top of this box, next resistance area right here. Okay, simple, not gonna get into it that deep. Uniswap, so that was Uniswap. Those AI coins have been going nuts. So one that was requested by Richard. Let's have a look at it. It was Aleph. So typical when I'm looking for it, like I can't find, like I got too many that start with A, but here it is. Okay, on the weekly, it's neither this or that. It's kind of just still hanging on, looking at this, but we do have some bad divergence on the weekly, guys. We need to see a weekly candle close above this level. Okay, the bottom of this box, 0.11, for us to actually, see some nice action on Aleph. But until then, we're still below some major levels. Okay, like before we see this, we need to see at least a daily candle close above this area. Okay, 0.0973-ish levels. Okay, bad divergence on the oscillators at the moment. Yeah, like it's only gonna be invalid if we can see a weekly candle close above 0.265 levels. If we can see that, that's nice for Aleph. But right now there is some bad divergence, developing. Let's have a look at the daily. We're pretty much, close to support, at support, around support areas, in short. Okay, I did let you know, guys, the day he requested it. Now this was a while. I think we were in if I'm not mistaken, it was in the beginning of January. Since then, the profit taking levels respected to the T. Okay, after we broke, we kind of wicked all the way to the second, resistance level, as you guys can see. But after we broke this support right here, we kind of wicked down all the way to these levels, as you guys can see, this blue line, this box. So pretty much being respected at the moment. But in general, let me leave you with this. When it comes to Aleph, looks like bears are a bit exhausted, but at the same time, we need to see a close above this level so we can eventually, come back to these levels and see some action. Okay, hopefully see a daily candle close above 0.097 so we can see the next resistance, okay, around these levels. But until then, we could have some consolidation around support. Not much going on really, but I do see that bears are starting to get exhausted when it comes to Aleph. Okay, now if we see any close below this area right here, 0.066861, bears are going to be taking over again. Okay, then see eventually around these levels, loss of 0.06, even 0.052-ish wouldn't be that shocking really, but just letting you know. And if this support doesn't hold, the bottom of this box, we could go lower to around 0.052. Okay, for hourly, as long as we are above this level, it's fine really. If we break it, see eventually around 0.068 to 0.067 areas. Okay, if we break below this level, we got resistance right around this box. I can just drag it. Here you go. So a close above 0.079, good. Could take us a bit higher to these levels. But that's pretty much it for Aleph. Not gonna get any deeper into the hourly and so on. Just gonna leave it here. We are just going sideways right now, just consolidating. Simple. So yeah, that's the support levels, the resistance levels, and that's pretty much it for it. Okay guys, I'm gonna keep it short today. There is not a lot of engagement and so on. Plus it's been a high tempo weekend for me, with the family, visiting. It's been a full house and so on. Like we've barely slept, just been doing a lot of things, laughing, talking and so on. quality time. So, um, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Hope you have a good day tomorrow, and I'll see you on the next live stream as usual. Thank you for all the love. Much love back to you guys. And if you love the content, smash that like, make sure it works, and subscribe, share, and hit that bell, and so on and so forth. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.